consider as your turning point or your pivotal moment in your career?
I guess as an accountant, I thought that financially, I'm okay. I know everything about finance and accounting. But when a friend of mine tried to invite me actually in a certain company, I said that okay. I think do I really need that one? I said that. But then when I tried to realize, when I am an accountant actually, who does not know anything about financial management, and that's in real life. That is the very reason why, as an accountant right now, I'm trying to help others also plan financially and to be able to know the importance of investment, educational planning, insurance, and everything, because it is not something that is actually accepted by a lot of Filipinos. Most of us would say that I don't need that one, but they really appreciate or they understand the concept behind. And if I was an accountant by then, and my mindset was I am so against financial planning, how much more with those who are non-accountants? We can use actually our position as accountants, whom the public trusts, as a way where we can say that no, this is actually the right financial planning. And with that, then you can be able to make impact that matters, as they say.
Sir, what are the critical decisions that you face daily as a leader in your organization?
As a leader in our organization, I think it's always about, like, for example, if it, when it's sorry, okay, when it comes to daily things that we do, I think the very common challenge that I have is, should I just do this one, or I try to do it the better way? Sometimes we get to lazy, for example, because it's a daily thing that we do, or like it's like a requirement. But then sometimes we just settle for this one. But actually, we could actually exert more effort, for example, for a certain report, to be able to ensure that it represents us. So we should be able to put a mark on everything that we do. So if it's daily, it's like almost choosing between, is it okay, or you should go with the better one. So I think that's a daily encounter for me and challenge.
Um, Sir, what do you believe are the values that an accountant should have?
First, I think the number one value that an accountant must have is integrity. It is because a lot is expected from us when it comes to honesty, for example, to stating the truth, to be able to ensure that we could maintain the public trust. I think we must have that one. But the next one I think that we need to have is the perseverance, because being in the accountancy profession requires a lot of hard work. So we need to be able to persevere and do the things that we need. Sometimes it would require a lot of labor, perhaps mental stress, but we need to face this or solve these ones. And the next one would be positivity, I believe. Because with a lot of things that are happening right now, we need to always be positive in life, not only in work, so that we could be able to face everything that comes in a very nice way. And with this, we could be able to live our life as an accountant positively and be able to contribute better to the society.
Sir, are you able to manage to have a work-life balance?
Yes, I am happy that I'm able to balance right now because, for example, I actually have a schedule. Like going to share with you. Like usually the normal working hours, right? It's like 9 to 6 or 9:30 to 6:30. I always ensure that when I'm there, it's work. But when outside, I need to be able to do something that I enjoy. So for example, afterward, well, I enjoy doing the financial planning thing. So I mean also meet clients. But after that one, I also go for exercise. So I try to work out. And then during weekends for me is something that I really, dedicate for my friends, for my family, and for myself. So I usually go out with them. And then if I have time also, since I'm enjoying it, I meet clients. But then, I mean, for the financial planning aspect, because it's an enjoyable to me. But when it comes to my 9 to 6 job, I really don't do it on weekends unless I'm paid for overtime or I am required for overtime. I think it is one thing as well that we need to tell our employers, for example. We need to set a limit between what we can do and then the hours that we can spend with them. Because when you are able to let them know the importance of your time and the things that you love, I think they're going to give you a time for it. It's like, if one of my clients told me that you must be able to remind your managers about like a Thursday life. What he meant was that you need to be able to let them understand that, for example, every Thursday I need to go out because I'm going to do something that I love. So that the next time around when it's Thursday and you need to do that thing that you love, your managers would need not to, hey, you need to finish this one. They'll just let you go because they know that you are going to do something that you love. And by that process, you're able to sustain actually your interest not only in your life, but even in the work because you're not going to be tired. You're going to be refreshed. And I think that is something that we need to do to be able to have that work-life balance.
So it's really important talaga na to have time for yourself. And
Yes, because it's a way wherein you try to find yourself, to be able to, realize your dreams. Where are you right now? Are you even happy with your job, for example? But more than that, it gives you a realization of living life. Because we have to admit that working 9 to 6, for example, it's like working somewhere else, especially if you're not enjoying your job. Unless you're enjoying, of course, which we try to encourage. But most of the time, people are like feeling that they're just working from 9 to 6. We need to have something else. Or if not, you have to put your heart into your job so that you will be able to enjoy it. So, the cases are different actually.
So sir, what would you advise to professionals who are struggling or are not happy with their jobs?
Okay. For example, for that one, we always need to look in the long run. And for example, understand why are you there in your current job. First, you need to identify what were the reasons why you are doing this. Because you will not be there just because it happened, right? So if you are there because you chose this one, then you need to stick to it. Be reminded of the very reason why you chose this job. And if just in case that it is really something that against you, then maybe it's a way for you to be able to reevaluate if it is still, worth staying. Because, working for a job that you don't like is something that going to, make you suffer. Not only during those periods, but, just always remember that time is, ticking and it's going to waste if you do not really love your job. But just in case you really think that you don't love your job, of course, try to look in the long run. Maybe if you are actually suffering right now because it is something that is for the long run, for your long-term goals. Maybe it could actually help you. Maybe somehow you think that you are at your lowest point because it is somehow affecting you. But what if it is actually something that you need to learn right now to be able to achieve those long-term plans?
Sir, how about your advice to your fellow accountants?
Well, I think for my fellow accountants, all I can say is that let's try to maintain work-life balance and, to be the accountants that we are expected to be. First is that the trust of the public to us is actually, very pressuring, as you know. But we need to maintain that integrity to be able to protect our profession. But beyond that one, while trying to work for our clients, while trying to work professionally, let us be reminded that there are a lot of things that we could do in life. There are a lot of things wherein we could be able to allot time and make impact that matters not only within our work, but even our family, our friends. So let's just enjoy life. Be an accountant is a very nice one, but it's also nice to have time for other things and live life.
As if you were given 3 wishes, what would it be?
Actually, I really find the question very funny because for me personally, I really do not have any personal wish. But I think if I would be given wishes by a genie, I think my only wish would be I hope that all the good wishes that everyone has be achieved because I think having 3 wishes would just be so limited. But with that wish, I hope that everyone would be happy enough to be able to achieve their dreams. And perhaps I hope that this world would be a better place if the genie would agree.
Sir, if you were not an accountant, what do you think you would be?
If I am not an accountant, maybe I am a journalist or someone who is writing right now. Or perhaps, I don't know. But, I think I'll be someone who's going to be a writer perhaps. Because I found writing very interesting when I was a kid. And I think to be able to write wonderful stories, to be able to write articles that could inspire individuals through the letters that you have, that is something very great. To be able to share that knowledge to anyone is actually also a blessing. And with that, you could also do something that matters.
Sir, what are the things that you have achieved at such young age that other young people have not achieved yet?
I think that's so difficult to answer because I really do not want to compare myself with other individuals. But what I have been doing at such a young age is that I always try to do things with the best that I can. I try to, make that best out of everything so that in the end, I always get the best out of everything. When it comes to the awards, I really don't consider those as the achievements. The achievements that I have is that I actually made impact that matters. For example, every time I conduct a certain seminar, for example, for the kids, the impact that I have that I was able to develop their talents, that was already nice. Or if I talk to other individuals and I'm able to inspire them, I think that is a very achievement that I have because I try to change their life. I mean, the awards and achievements, those are just material things. But if you're able to touch someone else's life, that's the real achievement. And I do hope that more individuals or millennials would be able to achieve those things.
Sir, how do accountants inspire other people?
Well, I think accountants could be able to inspire other people, especially by having that integrity. It's only the thing that would actually protect the accountancy profession. Once the trust for the accountancy profession is lost, our profession will never be respected anymore, and it's going to be difficult for the accountancy profession to rise again. So we must always, protect this one because this is a very reason why we are respected by the individuals. They know that once you're an accountant, you have that integrity, and you must maintain it, whatever happens.
Sir, your message to other professionals?
My message to other professionals is that we need to be able to work hand in hand to be able to promote a better country, for example, and to be able to achieve better things for our fellow Filipinos. If there is no such thing as a profession which is better than the other, I believe that every profession is important. That's why, whatever your profession may be, we need to work. For example, you need to work with an accountant, with an engineer, with a nurse to be able to, develop our country and to be able to achieve better things.
Your message to aspiring accountants?
My message to aspiring accountants is that, this profession is a very noble one, but the road towards this one is not that easy. So you need to be able to work hard. Also, you need to be able to understand the whys of your life. Why are you doing this? Is this really something that you want? Because if that is what you want, then you need to work hard for it. Being an accountant is something that you must be proud of because it is something that people will respect you for in the future. So it's worth working hard about.
Sir, Sir, how would you describe a successful person?
Well, I can describe a person as a successful one if he or she is able to touch someone else's life. Because being successful is not measured by, the things that we just do or the material possessions that they give to you or the awards, but rather it's how you try to give an impact or make an impact to someone else's life. Because if you are able to make an impact, then I can assure you that that person would be able to do the same thing. And with that process, the ripples of the impact and changes would be immeasurable and could exponentially grow for the betterment of the society.
So do you consider yourself a successful person?
Well, yes, in the aspect that I'm trying to change lives of individuals or to inspire other individuals, yes. But when it comes to the other things, I'm working out. But, that's why I am here because I believe I am the professional of the future and you need not to judge me because of my current abilities or what, but rather with the things that I can bring in the future.
So since you consider yourself a successful person, are you still striving for more?
Yes, there are a lot of things that can be done, with the current situations, for example, in the Philippines. A lot can be done, a lot must be solved with the current things. Even in your own family, for example, a lot can be done. You need to be able to improve your standard of living. You need, for example, to learn more, to be able to share more. And then, for example, professionally, you need to develop yourself so that you could be able to be a real instrument in trying to promote your advocacies or whatnot?
Sir, wait lang. Kasi I just, uh, in this current situation po, the thing ang perception po nila sa millennial is parang happy-go-lucky, parang others are parang problematic kung ano yung gagawin nila. What would you tell them po?
Okay.
Specifically sa age po natin.
Okay, sige. Let me go personal in this matter because somehow millennials think that, oh, what's happening with my life? Is this really something that I really wanted to happen? I think I'm lost. I am not going to the future. But actually, it's all about the mindset. For example, well, I'm going to share this with you then. Well, the past months for me, it was actually a very rough one. But I actually had this attitude that, no, I can do anything if I set my mind on it. Well, last November, my father actually got stroke or had brain aneurysm. So that is something new that's very hard. And my family. And then, but despite that one, I tried to work hard. Why? How? Because I have to work like as a professional at Deloitte. But beyond that one, I also wanted to, to pass the masterals or the exam at the University of the Philippines. So I tried to try all of those things. So for example, February 25, it was my exam for UP Diliman, for example, because I want to achieve better things. And then my father was again sent to the hospital again because of the aneurysm. But then I just said that I can do this. I can just try to balance things because I know that I want to develop myself. So I took the exam and do things accordingly. Then actually recently, I hope I passed because they are trying to invite me for an interview. And then also professionally, it's like working hard when you know that something is happening in your family. You're not the only one who has the problem. That's the thing that I would like you to appreciate as a millennial, because sometimes we are bombarded by problems and we think that we have all the problems, but you never know what is happening with someone else's. But they are actually able to handle it even better than yours. So don't try go on with complaining. Rather try to seek the good part, the blessings that you have. Because when you start counting the blessings and not the the difficulties that you have, you'll be able to realize that there are a lot of things that you have, and this would even drive you to have more blessings instead than those challenges. Personally, right now, instead of focusing on those the things that are happening right for me, is that I focus on it. Well, what can I do for my family? Because my father is experiencing something. I need to work hard. That's why I'm also juggling with a part-time job, which is very fulfilling. And then I said I need also to learn more to be able to ensure that I could be a better professional. I went for master's and applied for it. And I want to be able to leave a legacy in my company when I leave, for example. That's why I try to work even if it's very hard, But then I need to work for my clients. It's not just for my company. I want them to remember that when I work, I give my best, whatever is happening. So as a millennial, always know that what you do right now matters, whatever is happening. Because you will be judged with whatever you are going to do. So just keep going. And when the blessings are, as they say, I actually read a certain text when I was in church last time. It says here that, do not be weary in working hard, for there shall be a season of harvest if you faint not. Which means that maybe right now you think, that a lot of things are happening. But if you do not give up, then when that day comes, you shall reap all the blessings and rewards for your hard work. Yes, sir.
Ano po yung mantra niyo, Evan?